morning to everyone. This is Professor K. Auditorium. Honorable Officiating Vice Principal, esteemed judges, beloved teachers, brothers and sisters, and my dear fellow friends. Before we begin, I would like to thank Mr. Shiv for the opportunity to invite me to start this event. To introduce ourselves, I am the alumni of class in Shivaji House with both students at M, and I have given the program of class in Shivaji House as a time for excitement. We want to get asked whoever you are to witness and experience as contestants for their heart and soul for Interhouse which competition for senior division. Now I will give some highlights on the event. The debate will be completed among the four houses in the title, Government, Shivaji and Rebuttals. So, all the contestants are: first we have Danish Khalifah of class 10, Shivaji House 414. Next we have Rebuttals of Raman House 440, class 10. Third we have Chanambam of class 10, Interhouse. For the fourth speaker, we have Chanambam of class 10, Shivaji House 442. Next we have Ayush Nek of class 10, Sigor House 415. Next is Yokohama of class 10, Netanya House. Next is Sinam Alex of Raman House 416. Last but not least, we have Arjun Shoya of class 11, Shiva House. Each speaker will be allotted 5 minutes. At the end of the 40 minutes, for one bell will be given like this. At the end of the 5th minute, bell will be sounded like this. And the time of 2 minutes will be given for refusal to the personal speakers. One bell will also be admitted for refusal. Now all the contestants will be speaking on the top portion of the house. That is the stress, digital age, stage, protecting health infrastructure and personal data. And cadets will be assessed on the 4 parameters: content 20 points, rebuttal 10 points, confidence 10 points, loyalty 10 points, totaling to 50 points. Now, today's judges, we have Mr. Damoyim PRT Science Foundation School, Ms. N. Vandana PRT Science Foundation School, Ms. P. Anjana PRT Science Foundation School. And the scholars are Mr. Somen PhD Science and Mr. Varun Pratap, Social Science. With this, I would like to start the English debate competition for senior women. Starting this event, I request Cadet Danish Khalifah band action number 414 Shivaji House for the motion of the topic.
A very good afternoon, respected officiating Vice Principal Sir, the distinguished judges, the teachers, non-teaching staffs, brothers, sisters, and everyone present over here. Myself, Cadet Danish Khalifah of class 10, being admission number 4184, will be representing Shivaji House on this inter-house English debate competition for the senior division. Before I start, firstly, I would like to inaugurate this occasion with a question for all. Why do we not need cybersecurity? Well, frankly speaking, I don't know, and I don't see any reason to. And that is the sole reason why I'll be speaking for the motion of this obscure-looking yet obvious topic. Cybersecurity threats in the digital age necessitate critical infrastructure and personal data protection. We all are living in an age where our lives are increasingly intertwined with digital devices. However, there's always a black sheep among us, the cyber criminals who aims at taking advantage of the interconnectivity that we share. And Mr. Speaker, sir, if not in such times that we need cybersecurity, then when? As a matter of fact, the topic here itself states that cybersecurity threats in the digital age necessitate critical infrastructure and personal data protection. But I, as a supporter, would like to add a few points of myself. First things first, the increasing magnitude of cyber threats. The increasing magnitudes of cyber threats that we are facing today has made cybercrime a sophisticated global issue, with cybersecurity ventures estimating a total of $10.5 trillion this year itself. And Mr. Speaker, sir, this staggering figure itself is a proof of the wide range possibility of cyber threats that we are facing, which includes malware attacks, phishing, data breaches, and many more. And Mr. Speaker, sir, without proper cybersecurity measures, there is no saying that we are not vulnerable to these threats. Same case goes for our personal data too, which are not safe. Well, let me explain. With the proliferation of online services, individuals entrust their sensitive information on various platforms. However, Mr. Speaker, sir, these data, being a goldmine for the cyber criminals, are constantly attacked. And without proper cybersecurity measures, they become a fodder for those out there seeking to take advantage of it. Mr. Speaker, sir, there's no point denying that in such an era where our personal data serves as an important currency, its protection is not only a matter of privacy, but for the security and the well-being of one. Next, let us consider the vulnerability of our critical infrastructure. The extent of damage that a successful attack on any of our critical infrastructure can cause us. Our infrastructure today includes our banks, our hospitals, our power grids, and many more. However, this being a powerhouse for our society today, are constantly attacked by malicious actors seeking to destabilize our community. And Mr. Speaker, sir, without the protection of our critical infrastructure, our society today will be in complete chaos. I mean, who wants a disordered society anyway? So, to face these problems, we can make collaborative efforts between government institutions and international organizations. By implementing cyber defense strategies, we can effectively mitigate such risk. So, to sum up, the motion before us stands as a goal to safeguard our critical infrastructure and personal data from these escalating threats. By adopting comprehensive cybersecurity measures, we uphold the resilience of our society against these evolving threats. Let us all unite in full support of the motion in order to secure a safer, healthier digital future for all. Thank you everyone for your wonderful time here. Thank you once again and have a great day ahead.
I call out Rebuttals license transaction number 4470 from the house.
Curiosity is the very boon and bane of human existence. A very good morning to one and all present here, respected senior masters, sir, loving teachers, honorable judges, and all cadets present today. I'm Cadet Rebuttals of Raman House, and I'd like to speak against the motion of the House that is cyber security threats in the digital age necessitate the protection for critical infrastructure and personal data. But before I begin though, I'd like to appreciate my friend for his good and passionate views about the topic. But at the same time, I also like to be the bearer of bad news and say that whatever he has said, every single word was absolutely useless. Because Mr. Speaker, sir, these threats that my friend has talked about, these threats are not real, they are fictitious. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is wrong. I repeat, it is absolutely wrong to say that these cyber threats exist. Because according to the box Oxford Dictionary, a threat is something or someone which is likely to cause harm or pose a danger to us. But can we really call this cyber threats a threat when they can be prevented very easily? Mr. Speaker, sir, if you recall, in class 9, we had a whole chapter dedicated to cyber crimes. I repeat, cyber crimes. And in this chapter, whatever my friend has mentioned, whether it may be data breaches, cyber attacks, and everything else is all mentioned. And in the exact same chapter, Mr. Speaker, sir, there are steps, there are procedures, and there are advices on how to deal with these cyber crimes, how not to become a victim of these cyber crimes, how not to turn these cyber crimes into a cyber threat. But, Mr. Speaker, sir, I ask you the question, do we really follow these steps, procedures, and advices by our heart? No, we do not. In fact, right here, right now, I challenge the crowd that there must be many amongst you who are violating the terms and policy of some digital software or platform. But why do we do this? Mr. Speaker, sir, it's a very simple matter. At the start, I said that curiosity is both the boon and bane of human existence. And I highly agree with that. Curiosity is a great thing, it is an amazing thing. Look at the hall we're using, the clothes we're wearing, the watch I'm wearing. Everything is there because of this curiosity. But at the same time, this little human curious mind can also be the very bane of us. It is the same curious mind which makes us click that unknown link, the unknown email, knowing very, very well that we have not participated in any competition, any lottery, any quiz, or something similar of that sort. But, Mr. Speaker, sir, I do agree that there is a human tendency to be curious, but we need to limit this curiosity to ourselves, because sometimes this will be the very bane of us. It will make us a victim of these cyber crimes. It will make this cyber crime a cyber threat. Talking about cyber facilities, that the implementation of cyber facilities in critical infrastructure has been a very recent and interesting venture. But in my eyes, in my humble opinion, I say that it's an absolutely useless experiment because, Mr. Speaker, sir, it's not making anything better. It's not improving anything. Yes, some might say that it is a bit more convenient, a bit more easier to use, like my friend has said. But at the same time, is it reliable? Why do we need to use these cyber facilities in the first place when we have this human administration in the first place? Will this cyber facility, the AI or algorithm which is being used in these cyber facilities, be able to replace the human administration that is there before it? Mr. Speaker, sir, will this cyber facility be able to assure me that it will assure me that it will be able to deal with every small variable that comes in its way? No, Mr. Speaker, sir, in fact, you cannot. At least a trained human like us can deal with any situation if needed. Mr. Speaker, sir, I repeat, these cyber facilities are meant to be used in a systematic and proper manner. But when we humans are using it in the wrong sense, are we really going to blame the system? Will you blame a system which is perfectly fine, or you blame us as humans who are using it in the wrong sense? Mr. Speaker, sir, I wholly agree with the fact that cyber crimes exist. But a cyber threat? I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, sir, that's a laughing statement, that's an impossible statement. Mr. Speaker, sir, the topic is absolutely useless because what are you going to protect this critical infrastructure and personal data from when there's nothing to protect? In fact, the only threat I can see is us human beings. Not these cyber threats, but us as human beings. In conclusion, the motion of the House should absolutely not be passed. Thank you and have a nice day.
Now I request the number of churches read as number 4470. 4480 Townhouse, House.
Good morning to one and all present over here, esteemed judges, teachers, my beloved brothers and sisters, and today, in this fine morning, I, Cadet Chanabam Churchill Maitai of class 10, admission number 4448, representing Netaji House, is going to endorse the motion of the House. Today, For the matter of the fact, today we all have gathered here just to debate on a topic, cybersecurity threats necessitate the protection of critical infrastructure and personal data. Probably the first thing that came to your mind when you heard this topic was that, of course, we need it. Why don't we? But then why are we wasting our valuable time on this pertinent topic? But since we're having a debate going on, let me show the opposition party that they are 100% wrong. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about critical infrastructure, we cannot forget about blockchain. Blockchain is secure, virtual, anonymous, and decentralized. It might look good at the first glance, but when you go deeper and deeper into it, you realize that hackers and data breachers have already found a way to circumvent KYC and anti-money laundering systems. It is also being used for terror financing, that is, illegal trading of weapons and drugs. Can you believe it? The world's most secure digital transaction system is not safe from these threats. And how is the opposition party expecting that it would not need this protection? Please, wake up to reality. Mr. Speaker, ever since the first news of any cyber attack, there has been many cyber laws, acts, and provisions made just to protect this critical infrastructure and personal data. People are not like fools who are simply wasting their time and resources. They are doing this because it is the right thing. National security. We all have heard about national security. National security is just not the assurance of the borders, but the assurance of the well-being of the citizens. According to Resecurity, 55% of India's population, that is 80 crores of the Indian population, have their sensitive information on the dark web. Mr. Speaker, may I ask the opposition party what will they do when Pakistan use that sensitive information against us? By opposing the motion of the House, we are just making a gamble with national security. Think. I want you to think. Is opposing the motion of the House a valid option? Now, let me share you an interesting fact. In 2023, the average cost of a data breach was over $4.5 million. Due to these cybersecurity threats, it has cost the world's economy by $10.5 trillion. Yes, you heard that right. $10.5 trillion. Mr. Speaker, just imagine a world where there is no protection of critical infrastructure and personal data. You decided to withdraw your money from your bank account. You make an online transaction. What happens next? All your credentials are leaked. Your bank account is empty, just like opposition party's brain. Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this, the opposition party will say that by protecting critical infrastructure and personal data, it is going to cost us expensive. Well, the food you eat, the water you drink, also costs us money. Do we stop consuming them? I think so, no. I totally stand against you. By not protecting critical infrastructure and personal data now, there will be nothing left to protect. People are being robbed financially. Systems that are meant for the good are being used at their worst. The economy is going in a bad turn. National security is on the verge of a great risk. Mr. Speaker, with all my emphasis, I'm enduring the motion of the House. And if the motion of the House is not to be passed, I'm not going to be disappointed, but have a loss of trust on humanity. Thank you.
Next, I call on the admission number 440, Shivaji House, to speak against the motion of the House.
Hello. Weak cybersecurity is a gateway to chaos in the digital world. Good afternoon, respected Vice Principal, officiating Vice Principal, judges, and everyone present over here. Today, in this Interhouse English debate competition, I, Cadet Yakub Waikop of Class 10, representing Shivaji House, would like to impart some ideas and perspectives on cybersecurity threats and digital edge necessitate protecting critical infrastructure and personal data, a crucial issue shaping our world today and in which I'll be speaking against the topic. So firstly, why do we need cybersecurity? We need cybersecurity to shield our computer system data networks from unauthorized access. And the primary job of cybersecurity is to guarantee the integrity of information. And I'm sure you all must have heard of it in your textbook. But I'm curious, is it really necessary, Mr. Speaker, sir? Because heavy focus on cyber protection could lead to many unintended consequences. The message I'd like to pass is that for some small enterprise and small startups, these heavy burdens may impose substantial costs. And why should we invest in things that we don't know it will be helpful in future or not? And in present time also, it is not giving us full security, Mr. Speaker, sir. And even 30% of executives are saying that their budget are not sufficient to ensure proper cybersecurity. So this will stifle innovation and hinder the development of work in any field of life. And Mr. Speaker, sir, we are living in the digital age, where every walk of life are interconnected in the digital economy. Businesses are also operating because of the flow of data. But Mr. Speaker, sir, besides the importance of security in this digital world, it has blocked data sharing in remote areas and put us away from the limitations of our real potential, Mr. Speaker, sir. And you should know that you are risking your fundamental privacy rights in the name of cybersecurity, because cybersecurity is building distrust among people and companies if their privacy is not secure. And if it gets hacked, you have nothing to do except for regret for trusting the security. And it is also a fact that you all will be frustrated when your teachers keep forcing you to do your homework. Likewise, over-security measures will lead to frustration among people. Data access restrictions and frequent security updates will slow down the workflow of digital service, Mr. Speaker, sir. And Mr. Speaker, sir, in this world of hectic schedule, cybersecurity is requiring continuous monitoring that evolves with emerging threats. So will you just agree that there should be another innovative measure to mitigate the impact of cybersecurity, Mr. Speaker, sir? Because cybersecurity is diverting our focus from our personal threats. Yes, cyber threats are evolving. But can we just forget our personal rights, which is more important because of some data stored in the internet? And the right here is not a right which is sanctioned by a law. It is more like a time wasted for an individual who is monitoring the internet, Mr. Speaker. And I'm saying it's a waste of time because we are given precautions before using any data. So for example, you all know how to make a password. But 90% of you will make the password by your name or with easy language. But passwords should be made with difficult ones, with difficult characters, that it can't be hacked. But still, we are making it more vulnerable to cyber threats by not following the precaution, Mr. Speaker, sir. But if we just follow the precaution, there is less chance of getting any cyber threat. And hence, no monitoring is required. And I would like to say that in this world, everyone is not rich enough to have a fully secure cybersecurity, and we don't have enough time to fulfill our security threats by our cybersecurity. And I would say the motion of the House should not be passed at all. Thank you.
A very good morning, respected officiating vice principal, teachers, jury of appeal, brothers, sisters, and everyone else present over here. Today, I, Cadet Ayush of class 10, bearing admission number 4485 of Tagore House, participating in today's Interhouse English debate competition, senior division, would like to stand for the motion of the House, which states that cybersecurity threats in digital era and necessitate to protect both critical infrastructure and personal data. In today's interconnected world where technology permeates each and every aspect of our life, the need for a robust cybersecurity, threats faced in the digital era, and the imperative to safeguard both critical infrastructure and personal data. Mr. Speaker, sir, a digital age where the very fabric of our society, our economy, our personal lives are intertwined with technology. Whereas this interconnectivity has brought immense benefit, has also opened unprecedented cybersecurity threats. These threats are of major concern in this digital era as they are raising critical issues. Mr. Speaker, sir, according to the latest Verizon data breach investigation report, the ransomware attack, the phishing attack, and inside threats are increasing. For instance, the 2023 report suggests that 36% of phishing attacks were involved in data breaches. Yes, you heard it right, 36% of phishing attacks, as well as ransomware attack were a significant threat affecting both small and large organizations. Mr. Speaker, sir, a digital age, Mr. Speaker, sir, cyber criminals are no longer lone hackers in dimly lit basement, but they operate like sophisticated enterprises, creating vulnerabilities in our network, which leads to cybersecurity threat. Mr. Speaker, sir, imagine a major hospital network healthcare system INC is hit by a sophisticated ransomware attack. The attackers encrypt the patient data and demands a large ransom for the description key. The hospital unable to operate, delaying critical medical procedures and compromising patient care. The hospital unable to access vital resources faces operational chaos, and patient's data is at a risk of being exposed. Mr. Speaker, sir, not only this, but the critical infrastructure that sustains our modern way of life, power grid, transportation system, healthcare facilities, and financial institutions are not just vulnerable to this cyber attack, but they are the prime targets. A breach in any of these could lead to catastrophic consequences. Mr. Speaker, sir, not only this, but the cyber criminals exploit this data, this vulnerability, so that they could steal the credit card information of various customers, which would lead to various cyber threats. Mr. Speaker, sir, imagine a major e-commerce company, ShopNet, being affected by a ransomware attack. The attackers that less human negativization occurs. Mr. Speaker, sir, as the fourth speaker said that cybersecurity is not giving any fruitful things. So what's the need of this cybersecurity? So let me tell him that a famous proverb that prevention is highly better than cure. In conclusion, I would like to say that protecting critical infrastructure and personal data isn't a burden. It's our duty. Let us build a resilient world where trust, transparency, and vigilance prevail. Thank you.
Next, I call out heading number 1 by Logo, item number 4499 of Interhouse.
A very pleasant afternoon to everyone present over here, respected senior master, esteemed judges, brothers, sisters, and my dear friends. I rise to oppose the motion of the House. Cybersecurity threats for digital age necessitate protecting critical infrastructure and personal information. Mr. Speaker, sir, through your media, I, Nupungan Masobam of Class 10, bearing item number 4499, representing the Interhouse, would like to emphatically oppose the motion of the House. Nightmare happens while sleeping, but doesn't stop us from sleeping every day. Certainly not. Roads are congested. Increasing number of vehicles on the road is a threat to both the commuters and everyone else on the road. Should we then stop going on the roads or driving vehicles or availing public transport? Of course not. Existing traffic rules for any country are means to safeguard their commuters. Why then frighten the cyber era people of the digital world of the impending danger of the breach of personal security. These are all gimmicks. Cybersecurity laws exist already. There is no need for exaggerating the cyber threat. Threats, crimes occur in everyday field of daily life. Mankind still continues to live normally. Advent for digital services does not increase the risks to lives. Risks are involved in surgical treatments of patients. Still, patients are not frightened with the probable risks to their lives. Surgeons continue the services. Here also, robotic surgeries are introduced for better results. No stopping to the fear. Cyber acts, cyber etiquettes, etc. are existent like any other form to safeguard the netizens. Mr. Speaker, sir, Treasury Bench is making an attempt to mislead the modern people by exaggerating and extrapolating the digital services while transacting the security. Already, protocols are followed by the service providers. Digital world is the only platform where the whole world is called a global village. Protecting critical infrastructure is the sole responsibility of the internet service providers. Internet service providers are bound by national and international safety protocols. There is no need for alerting people with panic. In this modern era, money transactions are done on secure environment. Cyber watchdogs ensure safety of these transactions. Exaggeration of security threats will not deter the users from depending on this digital world. Sharing personal information on social media itself is a foolish act. It is utter madness. Protecting one's privacy is not the responsibility of the social media providers. It is like keeping a jewelry lockers open and blaming others for theft or loss of ornaments. No system in this whole world is foolproof of security threats. It includes defense also. Number of soldiers died in all wars fought by India after independence is still much less than the number of people killed by road accidents in one single year. Still, soldiers continue the services and people do not avoid war. Already, safety measures exist. It is pertinent to mention that personal safety is individual responsibility. One should be cyber intelligent to avoid becoming a victim of cybercrime. Personal data is purely private here also. Earlier, we used to feel offended if somebody opens a diary and reads it. But now, we feel bad if our updates on social media is not read or liked or commented by my friends. What a change! Times are changing and so are we. So I, with all the emphasis under my command, would like to emphatically oppose the motion, which is nothing but just an extrapolation of threats in this cyber world. Thank you everyone. Have a great day ahead.
Next up, we have Madam Alex Singh, item number 413 of Brahman House, to speak for the motion of the House.
We are here to debate on a motion which is already passed. A very good afternoon to everyone, respected senior master, judges, beloved teachers, and all the cadets. Myself, Alex Sinam, emission number 4123, class 11, representing Brahman House, and today I will be speaking for the motion of the House. That is, cyber security threats in the digital age necessitate the protection of critical infrastructure and personal data. Mr. Speaker, sir, as the years are passing by, everything is becoming digital. As a consequence, a variety of cyber attacks have arisen. In fact, according to a recent study, a cyber attack happens every 39 seconds. So, cybersecurity has become a very crucial part of our everyday life. I think everyone present over here is aware of the effects of cyber threats on our personal data. Cyber threats such as email account takeover, identity theft, baiting, pretexting, phishing, beashing, smishing, piggybacking, tailgating, and so on are really harmful to our personal data, which will lead to the leakage of our personal info such as addresses, account passwords, bank account details, credit card details, and what not. Mr. Speaker, sir, cyber security threats or cyber attacks do not limit to a person only. It can extend to organizations, institutions, corporations, different systems of a country, or critical infrastructure. Now, when we talk about critical infrastructure, Mr. Speaker, sir, critical infrastructure is the collection of systems, networks, and public works that a government considers essential for its functioning and the safety of its citizens. These infrastructures are considered essential because their disruption would impact public safety, security, health, and overall economic stability. So as these critical infrastructures involve networks, I think we all can agree that many cyber attacks will come towards it. Mr. Speaker, sir, attacks can come from ransomware gangs trying to extort money or advanced persistent threat groups trying to disrupt a whole country's operation. They have the potential to create wide-scale compromise in vital systems such as transportation, oil and gas supply, electrical grids, water distribution, and other systems. Mr. Speaker, sir, in May 2021 in USA, which is very recent, cyber criminals breached the Colonial Pipeline Corporation, which controls nearly half the gasoline, jet fuel, and diesel flowing along the East Coast. Using a compromised password, the hackers took down the largest fuel pipeline company in the US, leading to acute shortages across the East Coast. In the same month, JBS USA Holdings Incorporation became the victim of a ransomware attack. As a consequence, they had to pay $11 million in bitcoins to the hackers. The Colonial Pipeline and the JBS USA attacks together resulted in $15 million in paid ransom, which is approximately about 120 crore Indian rupees. So, this gives us an idea, or rather an image, about the potential of a cyber attack. Mr. Speaker, sir, when a healthcare organization is hit with a cyber attack, I think we all can imagine the consequences. The attackers will gain access to sensitive patient data, including personal info, medical history, and even financial information. In some extreme cases, Mr. Speaker, sir, cyber attacks have even led to the shutdown of entire healthcare facilities, putting numerous patients' lives at risk. After hearing all these points, I think it is quite safe for us to say that cyber security threats or cyber attacks in this digital age really does necessitate the protection of critical infrastructure and our personal data. So as my conclusion, Mr. Speaker, sir, if there is a threat, then there is always a need for protection and precaution. It is quite self-explanatory. So today's motion is quite undebatable and is already in itself a truth. Therefore, the motion of the House should be passed. Thank you.
Number 4154 from Interhouse to speak against the motion of the House.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected officiating Vice Principal, esteemed judges, dignitaries, Mr. Speaker, teachers, and my dear friends. I am Cadet R.B. Shwadyawi, emission number 4135, and I, on behalf of Interhouse, am here to speak against the motion, cybersecurity threat in digital age necessitate protecting critical infrastructure and personal data. Mr. Speaker, while cybersecurity is undoubtedly important, the argument that it necessitates extensive measures to protect critical infrastructure and personal data must be balanced with considerations of cost, practicality, and individual freedoms. Overemphasis on cybersecurity can lead to excessive regulations, stifling innovations, and infringing on personal privacy and freedoms. Mr. Speaker, implementing comprehensive cybersecurity measures is expensive and cost-effective. Small and medium-sized businesses, which form the backbone of many economies, may suffer to pay the cost necessary protections. The tech industry thrives on agility and rapid development cycles. Burdensome cybersecurity measures can slow down innovations, making it difficult for startups and smaller companies to compete with larger, more established firms. Mr. Speaker, the risk of overreach and infringement on personal privacy and freedom is significant. History shows that measures taken in the name of security can be abused. Encouraging public-private partnerships and fostering a culture of security is essential, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in my opinion, current cybersecurity measures might already be sufficient. Enhancements could result in diminishing returns, where the cost of additional protection outweighs the benefits. The truth is that many breaches result from human error rather than sophisticated attacks. Am I wrong about this, my fellow members of the Treasury Bench? Is it not a person who clicks accept or yes and fall? It is as good as a small uneducated child accepting candies from strangers because candies appears attractive. Thus, the primary focus should be on improving user behavior and awareness rather than pouring resources into ever more complex systems. Mr. Speaker, instead of prioritizing infrastructure and data protection, efforts could be better spent on educating the public and workforce on best practices for cyber hygiene. Moreover, Mr. Speaker, emphasis could be on international norms and practices that deter state-sponsored attacks and cyber warfare, promoting a safer global cyberspace through diplomacy rather than unilateral protectionism. Mr. Speaker, prior to the effects described by the members of the Treasury Bench, I would like to argue that what about some cybersecurity measures which could infringe on personal privacy and freedoms, leading to a surveillance state where the cure might be worse than the disease? Mr. Speaker, there is a risk that in the name of security, governments and corporations could overreach, leading to a surveillance state where personal freedoms are compromised. Mr. Speaker, I would like to argue that what about some cybersecurity measures which could infringe on personal privacy and freedoms? As a conclusion, I would like to say the motion of the House should not be passed. Thank you, everyone.
Now let us start the review. Electronics and Blueprint will speak again for the review. First, I call out electronics to express his views in support of the House.
A very good afternoon, respected officiating principal sir, and everyone present over here once again. I'm Cadet Tanis Kangambang, and I'm here for my rebuttals. But first of all, I would like to heartily congratulate all the wonderful speakers who have spoken before me. Well, anyway, one of my friends here mentioned of cybersecurity bringing economic disparities. But wait, if we take the two products, the cost of maintaining cybersecurity and the cost of recovery after a cyber attack, and weigh it, then which one will weigh more? I think we all know the answer. And as for my friend Rubin, a complete nuisance you say. But what you don't know is that the 10-letter password that you use every day to log into your Instagram account protects you from all the attacks that may ever happen to you. And how can we forget? Our brother Sinam Alex, a superb speech has he given, superb points. I very well agree with that. And as for the other points, and as for the other speakers too, I agree with them too. And that's all for my rebuttal. Thank you.
Now, for the opposition of the House.
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, we meet. I'm here for my rebuttal. So, starting right away, my friend Tanish has mentioned that whatever I've said was a nuisance. But as my friend Ayush has already mentioned, prevention is always better than cure. And in fact, I do not have an Instagram account and I did not use any of this. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I'd like to ask you a very simple question. Why? Why why are we logging into the social media accounts or any of this? My friends, for the most of the house, are very adamant that these cyber facilities are to be used in critical infrastructure or personal data. But why do we need to use this? Mr. Speaker, sir, the question arises, is it really necessary? As the theme of the topic is necessity, and I highly ask you the question, is it really necessary to use these cyber facilities in critical infrastructure or personal data? Absolutely not. We don't need to use this. It is more convenient, maybe a bit more easier, but as I have said already, we do not need it, And prevention is better than cure. I highly agree with my friend. We need not use these cyber facilities in either critical infrastructure or personal data. Yes, it is convenient, but yes, at the same time, we absolutely do not need it. And I stand here and I say that the motion of the House should absolutely not be passed. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
Thank you all the contestants for the lovely performance. It was an extraordinary showcase of talent and skills. Now I would like all contestants to stay on the stage. Now I will call out Cadet Robin Hood for the prize distribution ceremony.
Before I announce the results for the English debate, I request our officiating principal to give away the prizes, gift of gratitude to the esteemed judges. So please. I call out Ms. Choi Thor, PRT, Sainik Foundation School for Hindi. Ma'am, please. Mrs. Dagamlai, PRT, Sainik Foundation School. I call out Ms. Priyobala, DGT, Kedwell School. I call out Mrs. Dang Hoi Kim, PRT, Sainik Foundation School, to please come up and receive the gift. Next, I call out Ms. N. Bandana, PRT, Sainik Foundation School, to receive the gift of appreciation from the principal. I call out Ms. P. Anjana, PRT, Sainik Foundation School. Now the results for the Hindi debate is here with me. English, sorry. In the 8th position, we have Cadet Ayush Negi.
seventh position, we have Cadet RB Sholawai. And in the fifth position, we have a tie between Cadet Tanishk and Cadet Yaithapai Boykom. In the fourth position, we have Cadet Rupin Laisram of Raman House. We have Cadet Chanambam Churchill of Netali House. In the second position, we have Cadet Sinam Alex Singh of Raman. English debate competition goes to Cadet Nongpo Nganba Sawang. Moving on to the house position, we have Tagore House in the fourth position with 22 points. Third position, we have Shivaji House with 48 points. In the second position, we have Raman House with 72 points. And the winning house goes to Netaji House with 84 points. I request Netaji House Master, Assistant House Master, Postal Superintendent, and all the affiliated teachers to come on the stage to receive the winning trophy. And I now request our officiating principal to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Okay, good morning everybody. I was not able to hear all the previous one also. Not even everybody, but there were some I have heard. But I'll be hearing them out because I've got a video recording, don't worry. Okay. However, you all have performed well. Congratulations to all the winners and those who were the runner-ups. Not to worry, next time is always there. And I would like among the audience also, you should also just step up with your hard work and all. And I want to see you over here, not as an audience. So these competitions are meant for you, so that everybody should come up to a level and come over here. This competition I was waiting from last 2 months, this and quiz actually. Last year I think we were not able to hold these competitions because of certain things. But this year we are going to do each and everything which we are not able to do earlier. These competitions are very much required and very much important because it shows your oratory skills, it shows your communication skills, it shows your hard work. From last 1 month or so, the topics have been given to you and you have been preparing it again and again. It was about to be held in the first week of this month, however, it was shifted and now it has calibrated. A special thanks to all the ones who were behind the scenes, all the admin staff who have worked day and night for this particular thing, all the teaching staff who were behind the students to make them prepare, all the judges who were over here, and the names which I have forgotten, those who were working day and night for this particular thing. Congratulations to all those, and let's make the next thing much better than this. Okay, so I want at last each and everyone to come over here one by one, not today, but once the things will come up, like the next competition, whichever will be there. So there are many things lined up this year. So I don't want to see the same students. I want to see different students with different skills. Okay. So step up and do well. Thank you so much.